Hello, friends, and welcome back to Authentic and Unaltered. Here for my seventh installment, we have got Lou of Lou Rock TV. Hello, Lou.
Deja vu.
Yeah, so I have an admission to make. This is our second attempt at recording this effort because an idiot that you probably see on the left side of your screen screwed up the process last time. So we're going to go for try number two here.
We were just having a conversation. It was just like a Zoom call. That's how.
Yeah.
That's all it was, bro. I think it was like 90 minutes too. It was long.
It was my longest one ever if I had actually recorded it, but we'll see how this one goes.
Oh man.
So, invited you here for episode 7. We know you are Mr. Go Yankees, and number 7, iconic number in Yankee lore. So. Yeah. A legend here in our YouTube community. It just is fitting. Number 7 here. All right.
Episode 7. Some people might count it as 8.
Maybe it's 7B. All right. So start things off. When you first were growing up, did you play baseball? Did you play other sports? What were the sports that young Lou participated in?
Well, funny thing is, baseball and football, my mom was terrified for me to play because she was afraid someone was going to throw a fastball in my ear hole. I didn't play baseball till later, but the sports I played were basketball and track. I was pretty quick. I still like to think I'm quick, but I'm not as aerodynamic as I used to be. I like my bourbon and stuff, so... But yeah, track and basketball. I love basketball. It's hard to watch now, but yeah, basketball. Unfortunately, I'm a Knicks fan. It's hard to watch, even though the Knicks lately have been on fire. So that's been enjoyable to watch. But yeah,
Ron wasn't aware of all those hard fouls they committed back in the 80s and 90s, huh?
Oh my gosh, that was the time to watch basketball. I mean, you had Ewing, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley. John Starks, he's super streaky. Loved him in NBA jams. But yeah, that's when basketball was about. You got mugged every time you were inside the paint. So that was awesome. Greg Anthony, love all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mark Jackson.
They had a fun to watch team, and it did feel like there were a lot of teams where the stars would actually stay together for a long stretch of time.
The whole super team.
Root for them.
Yeah, the super team concept was fun to watch just because it was kind of odd. It was like an all-star team, but it wasn't. After a while, it just got old. I mean, the era, I guess I'm just partial to it, but late 80s, 90s was just the time to watch basketball. I mean, you had so many legends playing. Of course, Jordan, Isaiah, Magic, Bird, the Admiral, Hakeem Olajuwon. That was the era of the big men too. I mean, really great centers, man. I love it.
Very different league today, but
it's either threes or dunks. And I mean, you got power forward. When you got the 4 shooting threes, it's ridiculous. I mean,
or the 5.
Yeah, the 5 will shoot.
Or when the 5 is just some guy that's like 6'7" or 6'8" half the time.
Small ball, yeah.
That would have been a small forward in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah. They're all soft now. They all play. I mean, Europe had a great influence. When you had the big man facing the basket, opposed to having their back and posting up. So when it's a copycat league, they see a 6'10" guy facing, someone like Dirk. Everyone wants to be, the next Dirk. So everyone start facing, and you don't get hurt that way either.
Exactly. All right. So on to collecting itself. What was your start of card collecting?
The start of card collecting was just honestly. I was always into. My grandfather was always into baseball. Always heard the stories and everything, but I never really collected. I guess I've always had that mindset from my mother. My mom just was a gatherer of things, and she does never throw anything out. She's a hoarder. Honestly, she's a hoarder. Flea market, yard sales. Um, I think she still has every piece of clothing. She doesn't give stuff away. But I just remember just being in Kmart, asking for different things. Can I have this water gun, cap gun, football, just toys in general. She kept on saying no, 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 no. And I found a blister pack. I think it was like 96 cents. Blister pack with three stacks in it. And in the middle of that was this card, this Kirby Puckett.
Sweet.
Top. Love this card. As you can see, well love. It's the first card I remember purchasing, which is pretty fitting because it was the first card I ever asked for. But I always had to have it on the top of my stack. In my shoebox, in the Ziploc bags, everywhere we moved. My father was in the military, so we moved around a lot. I always made sure this card was on top because I could not lose this card. I didn't even know who Kirby Puckett was at the time. But I was like, man, this guy's got to be fire. No one makes cards like this for just anybody. So this was the first card. It always stays near my desk on my shelf within hand's reach. Love that card. So it was pretty much it. I was begging for cards and a light bulb went off in my head. My mom said yes because obviously it was super cheap, less than $1. And cards at that time were everywhere. So every time we went to the gas station, hey mom, can I get a pack of cards? Yeah, you can get a pack of cards. Obviously Kmart, hey, can I get a pack of cards? Yeah. Shut me up for the whole day, stop begging for toys. And that's where the passion grew. And then my grandfather found out I was collecting cards, and he was never a card collector, but he loved talking about the Mets, obviously the Mets, and some of the older Spanish players from their heyday.
Yeah, so Papa Jose there with the big Mets fan, and so you became a Mets fan, right?
Negative. I just wanted to. I don't know. I guess when I was a kid, I liked going against the grain, arguing with my father and my grandfather, and I just naturally became a Yankees fan just to go against him. My uncle was a big Yankees fan. My cousins were all Yankee fans, but I watched baseball with my grandfather and my pops, and I just like being the oddball. So just to argue, Donnie Baseball, Keith Hernandez. I was a big. I remember Greg Jeffrey was just coming up, and I kind of poked fun at my grandfather on that one. But we had Kevin Moss and a couple of our failures, but I just loved it. And then when the Yankees with their core four in the mid '90s came through, it was love at first sight.
Horrible. It was horrible and awful.
Oh my gosh! But I mean, it was because they're homegrown, so you got to grow up with them, and
yeah,
Bernie Williams was my guy. Love Bernie Williams, favorite player of all time that I saw and witnessed. Quiet leader, super talented, led by example. Not the boisterous vocal guy, but yeah, that's all she wrote for me. But yeah, it was pretty much because I wanted to argue with my grandfather, and I learned the game from him, and I'll be forever grateful for that.
Well, awesome. So was he the one then that got you headed towards the old time players then with vintage, or?
Actually, I did a report in school. I think it was like 5th or 6th grade, something like that. And just looking for heroes. So naturally, I went to baseball and came across Clemente. He mentioned Clemente a couple of times, my grandfather, but it didn't really click because he was a big Orlando Cepeda fan. And I was just reading the stories. I asked my mother, who's Dominican, my pops is Puerto Rican, and when just mentioning it, that I'm going to do this book report, my father told me all the stories, the humanitarian he was, the man he was, what he stood for. And the more I read, the more I couldn't get enough. I just wanted more knowledge on who this person was. And I just remember that same year, for Christmas, my mother, God bless her, she went to a card store and bought me my 1973. It's the first vintage card I ever had. And it's funny because I was like, oh my God, this is the oldest card in the world. I can't believe I got 1973. Now, mind you, I was in 6th grade, so that had been 12. So that was probably like, I don't know, 92. No, I take that back. Yeah, 92, 11, 12, 92, 93. And so I have a 1973. So essentially it was a 20-year-old card. It was only 20 years old. So you think about it in today's times, it's a 2003, 2003 Topps card, essentially. And I just remember looking at it, looking at the, the bent corners. I'm like, oh my gosh, just admiring the card for what it was. Not like, critiquing it as like, oh, this is like a PSA. I was just like, because, grading wasn't even a thing back then. I was like, oh my gosh, look how old this card is. And I cherished it. And then that was like one of the best Christmases ever because I had it in like a snap tight. That's how it was just, I still remember it when I ripped it open. It was just sit on top. And there was like 3 empty 800 card count boxes. So I could put all my cards out of the shoe boxes and just line them up. And I had that Clemente right on top. And I was like, oh. And to this day, my mom was still telling me, she's like, I can't believe I spent that much money on a card. It's $35. $35 for that card. She's like, oh my gosh, how much is that card worth? I'm like, I don't know, 70, Mom. And she's like, that's it? After 20 years, whatever it was. But fast forward, when my grandfather retired from Pfizer, he was cleaning out his work locker, and he gave me a 1973 Orlando Cepeda, even more beat up. I mean, beater, still beater. I got it, still got it. Love that card, and that's why I love 73 so much. That's why I love Orlando Cepeda so much, because of my grandfather, and of course, the great one, Roberto Clemente.
Sweet. So, did you put out any Clemente cards you want to show off? Some of your favorites there?
Funny. So again, the first time I had a nice stack.
Okay.
I've been doing so many VRs. I don't have one Clemente near me. I've always got Clemente, but I don't have any Clementes near me. I got Manoso. I got Frank Robinson. I got Elton Howard. I got a cool Monty Irvin. People don't talk about 51 that much. This was actually a gift from my homeboy Aaron Davis. Love that card. But no, it was funny. It was funny. When I was pulling out cards, I didn't even realize I have no Clementes near me.
Okay. I'll give you one that I.
32 is a beautiful one. I'm trying to remember. I'm sure. What did I do the first time we did this? I think I had a 73. Obviously, probably the rookie. Oh, I showed the KDKA from his personal collection. Oh, I love that card. I should have brought that one out. I think I showed you a Milk Duds too. But yeah, that Clemente, I think, even over the 55 rookie card, is probably my favorite because it came from, he possessed it. It was his, and it says Clemente's personal collection. It was verified from by his wife. There's only like, I want to say 48 known to exist from his personal collection, so it's very, very scarce. Near and dear. And I'm glad to be a part of the inner circle of YouTubers who have it. My boy Mangini has it. Rudog has it. I know I'm missing somebody. Picker Jim S has it. So 4 of us have that KDKA card from his personal collection. So I love it. It'll be in my collection forever. It'll be passed on to Bob when she inherits the kingdom. Just a beautiful card. I wish, now I'm kicking myself, I should have brought it down. But it's
all right. I mean, yeah, it's how can you match something that he actually owned? I mean, yeah.
I promise the viewers, it was awesome. The first interview, it was.
Oh, hurting me.
Well, I mean, in all fairness,
all right.
I've been out all day in the sun, partaking in a couple adult beverages. I'm hydrating right now. It was a fun day today. But yeah, I'm just I should have had this laid out before I went out. But I got a whole bunch of dope cards. I mean, I got the card that made me cry near me.
Well, you mentioned Elston Howard. I picked this one up recently.
That's a beautiful one. 1960. Man, that's a copy. That's beautiful.
Because I installed another one of the cases behind me. I'll twist this a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That one is the 1960 Topps case.
Did you just get that case, or are you just rearranging it?
I have purchased 2 more of them.
I hope you. I got a nice Amazon review video if you want to check that out. But I got this is one of my favorite relics of Elston. Nice jumbo piece of his bat. Super sick.
Awesome.
Oh my God, it's 55 Bowman somewhere. Oh, it's in my Yankee case. That's probably one of my. You know what? Speaking of, I think that was one of my favorite Yankee cards. I had the Elston Howard in one of my stacks the first time. But yeah, that 55, I got it in a PSA 5. It's nice. I love it. And the 55 Bowman is an iconic set. Some people hate it, but you got to remember the era that these cards came out. The color television was a big deal. That was like the iPhone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in 55, the color TV, that would be the rich people have one of those.
That was the Jeffersons on the east side. I was fancy folk.
All right. So any other cards you want to show before we get into
yeah, brother. I mean, I got
baseball.
I don't have any Clementes with me, but I got lots. I got the ugliest rookie card of all time. The ugliest one of all time. Boom.
Oh.
I didn't show that one last time. I just had that. I was doing, like I said, I was doing VRs. Oh, here's another Yankee one.
Come on, they used his senior portrait.
It's so bad.
From high school.
I love food issue cards. Here's a 62 post serial of Mantle.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I love that. 69 Reggie. Pretty crispy.
Yeah, that one looks nice.
Yeah, the corners are razor. Love it.
Those are dangerous to pets and animals.
Got the 57 Frank. Picked that up for Christmas. Santa Claus hooked me up. And I was chasing this card.
Coincidentally, Adam Vintage Sanctuary has got his eye on trying to pick up one of those himself.
Oh man, I was so happy when I got it. I need the Brooks. 57 has a lot of Hall of Fame rookie cards in it, but I want Frank so bad. People just don't understand like his legacy. I mean, I don't think he's. Someone said it right. He's not underrated, but he's overlooked. You know, like people know who he is. 2-time MVP, AL, NL, first black manager.
Career overlapped with Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
So
it's tough. It's tough, man. But player manager, first black manager, is just unbelievable. It's just I think it's frustrating because Brooks was no scrub. Let's get that.
Yeah.
Brooks wasn't a scrub, but the fact that Brooks is 2x, 3x in some cases over Frank in the same set, same rookie year. Come on, bro. But I need that one. Maybe that's why I'm more. I'm kind of upset. I'm like, why is he so expensive?
Well, he stands out with the uniqueness of the amazing plays at third base, whereas Frank was doing the similar things as those other outfielders. It gets overshadowed. I don't know.
MVP in the AL and NL.
Yeah,
how many did that?
I'm sure he's amazing.
Oh, he was amazing.
But there's not someone that's a direct comparison that outshines Brooks at what he was good at it in his era is the thing.
Yeah, I got you on that. If you're comparing apples to apples, yeah, third base, he was just unbelievable. I got a nice little 52 Manoso. I gotta get a new pro mold for that.
Nice.
I love that. Nice little Hall of Fame rookie. I would love to get the 52 tops. That'd be one on my little wish list.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, it's gone up there. It's not crazy. It's attainable. That's why I want to get it
Yeah.
now. But
I mean,
it has to
it's
go
much
down.
cheaper if you got one before you hit the Hall of Fame. But
Well, that's the thing. It's one of those things where you always see something that's shinier. Like, oh, I got that. I'm watching it. But then, ooh, let me get this instead because it's always been this price. And then after the Hall of Fame, it got stupid.
yeah.
I don't know how many times that's happened to me where I'm like, oh, I'll just wait. Let me get something else. And it didn't work. And then this is out because I'm on a text thread with Donnie Livestreams, Jake, the Drew, Vintage Legacy, Chris from Missouri, and we were talking about 53 Bowman. And of course, everyone was talking about the overhyped Pee Wee Reese. Bowman 53 is going to go bananas. But I said this is a more beautiful card, just so unique. The bat so prominent up front. I mean, it's just a unique pose. You don't see it. And it's like,
yeah,
you see it. He's like, I just love baseball. Baseball's been very good to me. I just love it, man. It's just beautiful. People talk about the design. I mean, it's just a portrait. You know, people are like, oh, the design. I think the simplicity is what makes it so beautiful. I love it. But yeah, 53 Bowman, Minoso, sick. I got one of my favorite rookie cards of all time, probably my favorite rookie card, the Eddie Murray. Got Gold Cup on it, mean look. I mean, Samuel Jackson from Pulp Fiction. Let's go.
Exactly.
I just love it, man. I mean, if you talk about cards of the era, how does that not capture the 70s right there, man? What a great player he was, too. He don't get his due. But, yeah, see, I got all kinds of cards. This card is just funny because, as my boy Eric Forleaf always says, it's all about the stories, man. It's all about the stories of the cards. So every time I see this card, I think about my Misfits, alcohol, and never mess with your cards and alcohol. Let's just put it that way. I'll leave that story for another day. But
did somebody unintentionally destroy a card?
Nah, let's just say Lou's okay. Lou's okay. Those who know, they know. And then
Alrighty.
it was such a great story. Great friends at the end, but and then this is just that I don't know what was I doing. Oh no, I was in a live chat with Dylan. He was doing his 80s with Pepino. I think Adam was in there. I forgot who else. But they were talking about the 80s and so many great cards of the 80s. And of course, I put out the rookie, the last true rookie card, and then the chase card of 89. So it was like the bookend rookie cards to have, like the must have. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Iconic cards of that decade there.
So I had those out. So those are the cards I had out. And then everyone, the people who make fun of me, my friends, I had allergies on Christmas morning, but my wife knocked it out of the park. Never thought I'll have this card in such a beautiful grade. But the 49 Campy and a 5. Just a beautiful, beautiful.
It's so beautiful. You have an excuse to cry. Come on.
Allergies, only allergies.
Sure it was.
But I've fallen in love. I was talking to George Diamond Yard because there's a couple. I even got my rookie list of cards I'm chasing, and I fall in love with the early Bowman. It's like I really enjoy 48 Bowman. I know some people don't feel the black and white, but I mean, you got Stan the Man, you got Yogi. I got the Kiner, you got Red Shane Dean, you got a whole bunch of legends in 48. The Spawn, I think the Spawn is one I'm gonna try to pick up soon. Just such a unique pose, kind of like the 53 Minoso. You got the Spawn with the Alfred Hitchcock profile. To me, it's a beautiful card. Love that card and attainable. in a decent grade, a collector's grade, if you will, in a 4 because it's a 48.
Yeah.
Just and when it's crispy, that black and white with
Oh
the
yeah,
light.
as long as the photo still pops
Oh
on
my
it,
god!
you know, you don't get one that's blurry or anything.
Yeah, people don't like the black and white, but I love black and white. You know, you got such contrast with light and dark, shadows, and I just love it all. It's such a beautiful, to me, it's a beautiful set. But the 49s are just, man, Silver Jackify just picked up a page. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful card. So I think that's gonna be a treat to myself when I retire in a couple years. Cashing out my holiday, and I already got the green light from the wife. She's like, "Yeah, you can do whatever you want." So I'm picking up the 49 Jackie and Paige. That's my goal.
Wow.
So that's gonna be a national to remember because I'm taking that stack and going shopping. I'm probably bringing George with me, and of course the rest of the Misfits. But George knows a thing or two about Jackie, so I need his eye. So I can't wait for that. But that's like 2 years down the road.
It's an eternity as far as YouTube and collecting. I mean, you'll do so many things in between now and then.
Oh yeah, I'll pick up like some of the stuff that I could pick up now, like the Spawn, the Monoso. I really want the 48 Yogi. Stan might be a little bit tougher, but man, that's damn usual 48. Such a cool card. But yeah, the early Bowmans, man, it gets me in the feels right now. So that's what I'm tracking right now.
All right, good stuff. So shifting things a bit, what was your inspiration to put your mug up here on camera and get on YouTube?
Ah, shoot. I've pretty much what I've been talking about. I mean, when I found out that cars were on YouTube, I don't know. I think I just did a random like Clementa search. Couldn't really find too much. I found a whole bunch of clips, and somehow I ran into Jab's family. I'm a flea market guy. Yeah, I said if Jabs, but he had the best flea market baseball card videos. I guess he had like a hidden camera in his glasses, and he's thumbing through. I'm like, I used to do that as a kid, and fell in love watching that. And then through that, I found guys like those back pages, obviously baseball collectors, Silver Jackify, Pepino, and then from that went to the national videos. And I'm like, golly, there's actually a crew of guys who just collect cards, go to the national, buy cards, but the way they interacted was just something I was like, I'd never had. Like I had a couple of buddies who collected when we were kids, but they weren't really into it. And even now, like I got homeboys, we talk sports all day. They'll come over, we'll watch baseball, football, majority because we're in Florida. But they'll come up to the man cave and they're like, oh, that's cool. But that's
Yeah.
pretty much where it ends. There's no real conversation on, collecting, the journeys on getting these cars, the treasure hunts and to finding it, where to find it, where the hot spots are, what was your latest pick. There's none of that.
Yeah, their first question is going to be, what's your most valuable card?
Yeah, it drives me crazy. And I tell them like, yeah, it's this card. And then you make sure they don't put it in their pocket. But so I just wanted that. So I just, I heard those back pages say, just you want to make a video, just make a video. Have a legacy to pass down so your kids could watch it, your family could watch it. That was part of the inspiration of having my little one, Bob, because right now daddy's cool, so she likes hanging out with me. My other two, I got two in high school, and they're too cool for school. They don't really hang out with me. Well, they hang out with me, but when it's stuff they want to do,
Exactly.
they could care less about my card collecting. Luckily, Bob, she's into it. She loves it, and that's really what it was. I wanted to connect, and I've made lifelong friends, brothers from another mother. I mean, I'm always talking to someone on YouTube. I got threads, like I said, with Jake and Donnie live streams and Drew and Aaron Davis, Snoop, and of course the Misfits thread, which is always popping. It was going off a little bit earlier now. I was like, golly, these guys. Sometimes I got to silence it so I can get some sleep. Like when I go to work, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. So like I'll wake up to 100 missed text messages. Like, man, these guys, just pictures of latest pickups and contests we're running and VRs and you need it or like that's how I find a whole bunch of new channels. These guys are like, hey, this guy just popped up. Go check him out. You'll like this. So it's just that was the thing, just to connect, really. And it's affected my hobby in such a positive way. I can't recommend it enough. If you're close and thinking about it, what's the harm? Do a couple videos, see if you like it. This community is just very welcoming, and I've had nothing but great experiences, and hope it continues.
I'm right there with you. It's been great to me so far. So, folks like yourself that have a lot more experience are very welcoming to the new folks too, which is great. So,
well, I mean, if you love this hobby, I mean, everyone, don't get me wrong, everyone's bitching about, oh, this Fanatics is, taking it back to the 80s as the junk wax 2.0. Yeah, in a way it is. But, some people, that's how they collect, they go to retail and they do this and that. But with YouTube, you can expand your world. There's other ways to collect. There's ways to collect that people don't even know about. You learn, and like I said, it's all about the connections. You don't have to have a Mangini or a Dave Blue Jacket type of collection. You can have a Lou Rock collection, something that's like, you got your top shelf, and you got cats like me.
which is still way more than I have. I mean, I'm very fresh, but into vintage at all. So,
nah, I mean, I'm looking at your frame in the back. I mean, that Willie collection is pretty stellar. I'm liking that. It's pretty dope.
thank you. Well, it's low grades, and you can get them fairly easily. So,
there was one of my threads. Someone was like, "Will you buy this card?" So it was a miscut. It was a Ruth, but it was miscut. And it's like, "Would you purchase?" And of course, some people are like, "Nah, I won't bother." And my thing is like, someone's got to own it. Why not you? You know, miscut. I always say OC cards need love too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like my boy Jimmy Guns. He's got his oldies but moldies. Is that how he says it? Moldies but oldies side PC. I sent him a whole bunch of cards. I mean, ripped up cards, pinholes. Like pinholes kill it for me. Writing on a card usually kills it for me. But creases, bent corners doesn't bother me. OC cards don't bother me. I mean, if that's how it came out the pack, that's how it came out the pack. I just don't. It's like, don't get me wrong. A beautifully centered card is gorgeous, but if it comes out the pack like that, I'm okay.
Sure.
Some people just don't get so upset, like, oh, it's off center. It doesn't bother me. I love having baseball cards, talking baseball cards. Gives a little character, and sometimes it means discount, and I like discounts.
Oh yeah, right there with you. I mean, that does seem to be a huge thing, is the centering, especially with the vintage, that
honestly
makes the card be lower in its grade range as far as price.
Yeah, but I mean, every beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? So,
Yeah.
like, I've had plenty of conversations with James, and he has a great eye, beautiful collection. But like, to me, if a card is coming out like that, it's okay to own it. Someone's got to own it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just never bothered me. I mean, it's just the way it is sometimes, So.
Yeah. If other people don't want it, it makes it cheaper for me to get it.
Yeah. Well, like it just popped back because I forgot what I was going to say. But but I think the beauty of YouTube, social media, I think the whole centering thing was like something that popped up like 20 years ago. Like when everyone's talking about it, it's like, oh man, I want a beautifully centered card. Like this Ricky Henry, I got this in a yard sale when I was a kid for like $8. I mean, this card is actually centered pretty nice, I don't know.
Sure.
Something else. This Monty Irvin's centered beautifully. Great. But when I was growing up, growing up, I didn't want an autograph, a ballpoint pen. Like I was told never to get this autograph because it would ruin the card. It's defacing the card. Never get your cards autographed. Now that's the thing to do. When I was growing up, a razor sharp, you wanted sharp corners, great registration, clear picture, bold colors. And that was good. If it was OC, it was OC. Because like I said, it came out the pack that way. But now it seemed like it shifted. Like when I came back on YouTube, everyone was talking about centering and good registration. Like I'm like, when does centering take? And I get it now. Don't get me wrong. The eye appeal is important, but growing up, that wasn't on the four. It was always four sharp corners. If it has four sharp corners, you're good to go. And that was meant back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, I went to a show that I remember in '89 where I did purchase an '83 Topps Tony Gwynn rookie. Oh, nice. And it was to the point of being what would be called practically miscut now. And they did discount that when it was that severe. But
yeah, because it was like a miscut. I got something like that. My Lou Brock is my 64 Rose is pretty, but I got it for $40. I was like, okay, I'll take it. But the corners are sharp on it. Registration is beautiful. But I would consider that one. That thing might be 90-10. It might be 95-5. But that one might be a miscut. But shoot, $40, I'll take it. It's a beautiful card. When you look at it, you know what card it is and who it is. So,
oh yeah. So, that went a long ways from just the initial YouTube question there, didn't it? So,
hey, talking cards, I'm over this, bro.
Your channel name, Lou Rock. Start out with where's the nickname Lou Rock come from?
I came from the military. Just kind of stuck. I mean, when I was aerodynamic, young and trim, we had a saying, can't smoke a rock. Comes from like, you're rock solid, rock steady. And drill sergeants used to smoke you all the time, meaning, burpees, push-ups, sit-ups, and they'll go to the point where you're throwing up. My drill sergeant used to say, we're going to take you to the dark side, gentlemen. And I'm like, can't smoke a rock. And it kind of stuck. Someone called me Lou Rock because it was kind of like that was the time, mid 90s, late 90s was a lot of hip hop, and rock was always associated with some kind of hip hop name or group or something like that. I forgot who it was, but my buddy just said, yo, Lou Rock. And other people heard it. And throughout my military career, people would call me Lou Rock. So kind of stuck, and I liked it.
And for at least the first year, it was Lou Rock's channel. So
with that, I think that only lasted like 3 or 4 episodes.
It was longer than that. The 3 or 4 episodes are vertical camera placement.
The vertical camera didn't last too long. I figured that one out because
that was only 3.
My kids made fun of me, like, Dad, you can't hold the phone like this. This was pre-Snoop rant.
Exactly.
You can't hold the phone. You can't hold your phone like this. You got to do it. I'm like, what does that do? It's like, it makes it panoramic where it fits the screen. I'm like, oh, okay, I could do that. But the Lou Rock's channel, I remember I was like, welcome back to Lou Rock's channel. And I just didn't like the flow of it. It was too clumsy. And so I said, I just changed it to Lou Rock TV, and I just like the staccato, the procedure. It fit.
It rolls off the tongue there.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, speaking of the Snoop rant, yeah, that first year, man, your audio was shit. your, your,
$30 a $30,000 bass boat in the driveway. Yeah, he was
yeah,
legendary.
your yeah, your lighting wasn't so hot either that first year. But
I was like in the kitchen showing like my flea market pickups. I'm like, $5 Bellinger. Here's a $5 belly. Judge. Cody Bellinger is coming back. I think he's gonna fix that hole in swing. Wrigley Field's gonna be nice for him. That wind blowing out, he'll hit 30, 35 home runs this year.
But the one constant on your channel, though, little Bob.
Yeah,
appeared like right from the beginning. She was so tiny.
The second episode, because I forgot which. There was a VR. Oh no, actually it was during the Hall of Fame nominations and everything like that. People were commenting on some of my earlier channels. So, when someone comments, I try to always comment back. I'm like, what are they talking about? And I realized they were trying to see if I qualified with the 3 years. And so going back, I was like, I wonder when was the first time I threw Baby Girl on there. It was in the second video. I was in Walmart. She was in a shopping cart. And we started opening packs when we got back because we were in transition between my new house and my old house. Sold the old house. So we were in an apartment. And we're ripping cards on the table. And she's like, is this a Wookiee card? I think this is a Wookiee card. And we had an auto of some nobody. She's like, we got an autograph. That was in the second video. So I love it. I can't believe how big she is now. So I love it.
It's going to be so awesome years from now to just have all of that record.
I hope so. It's like the new VHS, the whole, the big old body video camera that you put on your shoulder. Now it's just, on YouTube. So she could click on it anytime. My wife occasionally likes to go back and see some of these videos. She only watches the videos that Bob is in. She doesn't care for any of
Well, of course. Why would you want to see you?
Oh, I wore this shirt for you too, bro. The Transformers action.
Oh, sweet. Robots in disguise.
Heck yeah.
All right. So you already talked about the huge benefits for YouTube in your life there. Anything that you feel like is a negative that has ever resulted from being on YouTube?
A negative? Not really. It's not really a negative. You gotta keep yourself in check. Like if you get into trying to keep up with the Joneses, it's good to admire. It's not good to be envious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Someone's like, we don't have a bigger boat. And I've caught myself not so much just like, golly. Like, okay, if I do this, move some things around, I could get this card. You just got to check yourself. Get the card because you want the card. You got to have your priorities in order. Because I think that's what happens with a lot of YouTube channels. I will go, every 6 months, I'll go through my feed because I try to support as many channels as I can. But if you haven't made a video in a year, I'm unsubbing because, it's got so much material. And I've noticed like a whole bunch of people who just give up because they're not getting the subs or, they just ripping packs and packs and packs and packs, ripping packs. You're going to go broke after a while, especially if you're trying to chase something to make money. That makes no sense. They're trying to get that big lotto ticket. And if they don't hit that lotto ticket, now you're in the red. And that's not really collecting. You got to collect because you want it. There's like I said, there's all types of collectors. Some people like ripping packs. I love ripping packs, but that's because I want to rip it. It's not because, especially now, like I saw a video where the print run is like 1 million. I think it's for the new 2023. And essentially what's going on is like these gold parallels that, they're numbered to 2023. And retail blasters, they're like 1 out of 75. So what Fanatics is doing is they're trying to put more value, which I get. They put more value into the hobby boxes because the ratio is actually real good. and the hobby boxes. But when it comes to retail, you're basically getting base cards. And I don't think a lot of people have realized that yet. They're like, oh, we're not getting no hits. That's because it's designed that way. They're printing more and they're making the hits so much harder. And they're not even hits. They're just gold parallels. I don't even want to know what the autos and relics are going to be. So, yeah, I mean, no real negative. Just keep yourself in check. Collect what you want. And use YouTube as a way to expand your knowledge and make friends.
Good advice there, because yeah, the whole gambling aspect of the new products, I mean, it's crazy.
Gambling is fun. I mean, we all do fantasy. Yeah. Gambling is fun. If you buy a hobby box because you got an extra $200, I mean, shoot, if you can find a hobby box for 200, but you know what I'm saying, 200, $300, but just don't make it an everyday thing. Like, let me get 4 boxes and try to hit something, because now you're 1,200 in the hole and you got a dang Kikuchi autograph or a Trey Mancini autograph. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. I guess any other cards you want to show off before we wrap it up with some random questions for you?
Man, I had so many cards the first time. Let me see. I mean, some people know, some people don't. I love basketball. I got a nice little Jordan and Kobe collection. It's a nice intense. I actually bought this from Bob Lewis. I pulled this as a kid. I say kid, I was in high school. But a nice little Jordan insert, acetate, kind of see through it. Love that card. Jordan in the pandemic was like, if you were into selling cards and you had Jordans, you made money. Because this was a comic card in the pandemic. This was the insert card I got in high school. I mean, it's still a strong card. It's nowhere near 1,000 though. Not no mo. I actually bought this from my boy Bob Lewis as well. That card was on fire for a little bit during the pandemic. Love that card. What else I got? I got some Kobe's. Of course, I got the legendary. Another card my wife bought me. I show this card a lot. I love this card.
Oh, yeah.
That's how one
gift.
She bought this. I was in college, so this had to be, we were dating 2000, 2001. So 20 plus years ago. This was $120, 120, 125, something like that, on this glorious thing called eBay. I had no idea what eBay was. And she was buying something. I was like, what the heck is that? I still use the same eBay account from her. It's hers. It's her eBay account from college. I never made one. I was like, why didn't I need to make one? So I knew she was a keeper once she bought me that. Oh, and one of my favorite relics, little Joey D. Love these old school
awesome
swatches. But man, I'm kind of bummed out. I can't believe I didn't pull a Clemente. Oh, what are you gonna do?
All right. I guess we'll have to do that next time.
Yeah, our third interview.
Sure. Well, I see this one is still recording, so we're good.
Double check.
All right. So on to some random questions for Lou. What is your favorite movie of all time? Frank Robinson, huh?
Yeah, nice little 35. I just found out my favorite movie of all time is the greatest movie of all time. I've probably seen it 100 times. It's got everything. Great actor, great cast, great action, story.
Our lives, what they'll never take.
Braveheart. Braveheart. Love it. It even has a little love story for the wife, so she can sit through it with you amongst all the blood and guts. I mean, everything you want in a movie, Oscar worthy. It has everything. I love Braveheart. It's one of those things where you don't plan on watching it, but when it's on TV or you come across it on your Vudu or streaming, I sit there and watch.
And you can sit there and lose 2 hours or more, however long is left.
Yeah, all the time. Another one's I love Troy and Gladiator. Gladiator is probably number 2. It's like 2A. But Braveheart to me is just, it's not even close. People, they when people don't say Braveheart as a top 5 movie of all time, I can't take you seriously.
Well, I don't know if it's in the top 5, but there's so many. I have trouble
Right.
putting it to 5.
Interview's over. Interview's over. I can't take
Okay. It's in my top 5. Come on. Clearly. All right. If you had the ability to go back in time and alter any event in history to your liking, what would it be?
the Holocaust. That should have never happened. That's just my wife is Jewish, so I did a lot of research in college and just horrific event. So that's what I would change.
So you go kill baby Hitler then?
Oh yeah, I'll shoot him while he's on the toilet or something.
All right. Number 3, what is your favorite food?
Favorite food. I love tacos, but my son's a little chef, man. That's like one of his many talents. He loves to cook. He's 16 now. He'll be 17 in a couple weeks, and he'll cook for the family. He'd rather do that than like clean. So that's his main chore. He'll cook for the family like 3-4 times a week. When me and my wife are working and we're gonna be late, he's like, "Don't worry, I'll cook something." And
That's awesome.
Yeah, he'll throw some steaks, rice, whatever you want. He'll make all kinds of. He makes a mean shepherd's pie, but he makes these. I think he calls it burrito tacos, where he fries them up and phenomenal. Throw a little steak in there, ground beef, whatever. He's like, "What do you want, Dad?" So it's great. I told him he's gonna make some young lady very happy because that's a skill set not too many guys have, and he's 16. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty much grilled cheese, cereal. That's pretty much it. I can't do much. I can eat. I can't cook.
Is he your oldest?
Yeah, he's my oldest. Yeah, he'll be 17 in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, my oldest will be 17 on April 20th.
Oh, April. That's a good month. April 14th for me. I'll be 42.
Okay. Have to give you a birthday greeting here in a month or so. Number 4. Yeah. What's that?
I say I'll forget my birthday. My wife will do something hopefully to remind me. I worked last year on my birthday. I was so mad. I was like, I forgot it was my birthday. I usually take the day off. I show up to work, and that was terrible. That was a terrible day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got your amazing wife, gift giver, to look forward to for basically any special occasion. So
yeah, it's pretty good.
What is your superhero power that you would choose if you could choose one?
Probably time travel.
All right. So then you could take care of Hitler as well as many other things.
That's it.
All right. What is your favorite family trip you've been on?
Favorite family trip? I mean, it's been at least 4 years, but we did what we call the Trinity. We went to New York. We went to the Mets Stadium at that time because I never been. It's fairly new. So we went and saw a Mets game against the Rays, which was fun. From there, we went to Kennebuck, Maine, saw like the Bush's summer home. That little town, we had our best friends moved up there. She wanted to go back to her hometown. And that's like one of those little all-American towns. Everyone had like a little American, it looked like a postcard. So fun. Eating, they're catching lobster in the morning and serving it. Oh, it was great. And then from there, and we did some whale watching and everything like that. And then from there, we went to Boston, and I caught a Red Sox game at Fenway. So we met across 2 stadiums off my bucket list tour, and hit Maine, Boston, New York. It was a fun trip. It was like 2 weeks traveling, eating good, drinking good. So, and it was all the whole family, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law. That was a great trip.
Sounds great. Didn't you say before you had someone leave a special gift to the folks there at Fenway?
Yeah, it was great. See, you remember. See, I'm getting too old for this. But yeah, so Bob, she was fine the whole day, the whole morning. We travel, we get to Fenway, we get to our seats, and she throws up all over the place. I couldn't have been prouder because I would have pissed in that and on the Green Monster too. But, she doesn't remember, but yeah, I had to go buy like a $20 bottle of water, try to wash the let it flow. Because we still had to watch the game. I mean, I wasn't going to stand there and it's just it was so bad. But yeah, Bob, she threw up all over the place, poor thing. But she felt better afterward, and I was laughing always. It's one of my favorite things about that trip.
What is your spirit animal?
I forgot what. Oh, silverback gorilla, I think. I don't know why. I just like silverbacks. It's just, I mean, that's a bad son of a gun type of, I mean, just alpha predator, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Everything about them, they come wherever they are, they're in charge, you know? So, I don't know. Silverback.
All right. If you could experience the life of another person for a day, anyone in history, who would you want to choose?
Anyone in history. I know what I said last time. Experience the life of anyone in history. I don't know. Honestly, it'd probably be like I'll stick to what I said before. Ronaldo. I mean, the guy is like 6'4", great looking. Everyone loves him. I mean, we think like Brady is famous, A-Rod, who's the bum right now, Mike Trout. But Mike Trout can go to Europe. No one's going on. Ronaldo can't walk anywhere. He can't. I mean, you talk about world famous football on a different plane. It's just not even the same. And just to do that for a day, I think it would be kind of annoying. You know, I like my private time, you know, just to relax. But yeah, I think Ronaldo, I mean, guys, unbelievably wealthy, recognized all over the world. You could go to the poorest places in the world and they'll know who he is. Same with Messi. It's just unbelievable the reach he has. So I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
The
whole going everywhere and being recognized thing reminds me of a conversation my wife and I just had the other day that Slash from Guns N' Roses is an absolute genius because with the sunglasses, the hair, and the hat, you instantly know who he is.
Yes.
But he takes those off, puts his hair in a ponytail or something.
No idea who he is.
Most people have no idea who he is.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good example. Because yeah, you see that top hat, that curly hair, but you never see his face. You see,
yeah, because he's always got sunglasses on too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that one.
It just struck me when you were talking about, you know, Ronaldo just being recognized everywhere.
It's just unbelievable. Like, it's just a mass of people just following him everywhere. It's unbelievable.
But all right. What is your favorite song?
My favorite song, probably Smooth Criminal. Michael Jackson loves Smooth Criminal. I always, ever since I was a kid, moonwalking in the kitchen, that song always stuck with me. Love that song. Gets me hyped up.
How many times did you fall down trying to do the lean thing?
Oh my gosh. My kids looking at me like, what are you doing, Pops? I'm like, is that gangster lean? You know, when MJ had the white suit, you know, you get your hat. I can't do it. I tried, but what a great video too. I don't even think they make music videos like they do like that no more. I remember the MTV premiere. Same thing with Scream. Like it was a whole day event. The countdown. I think that video was like 15 minutes long. It was unbelievable.
Oh yeah, the whole full length movie version. Yeah, it's
Production.
a big event thing like Thriller was.
Yeah, Thriller was like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
That was a great one too. Yeah, he did a whole production. It was like a TV episode.
sure.
So yeah, and that was like a big MTV doesn't do music no more, it seems like, but it was like a whole MTV premiere. They'll have the clock in the corner and while they do all their shows, and then they'll do like the pre-show, the actual video, and then they start talking about the video, how great it was. So different time.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to change things up on you with question 10 now. I'm going to ask you, so out of folks that you roll with,
Uh-oh.
who out of them should I try to interview next? And
Oh, okay. People I roll with. I think because you don't do these live, switch it up and do like Rick Vintage Oddball. He's quite the character. He's got so much knowledge. I think people know he's a knowledgeable guy, but like I don't think people get know his personality. Um, what a great dude, great guy. George Diamond Yard, shoot, any of the Misfits, but John talks to everybody. He's on everyone's channel, so no one needs to hear from John anymore.
I think everyone knows everything about him because he is an open book.
Same thing with James. No one needs to talk to James no more. But like George, I know George been on Bench Clear a little bit, but Rick is he keeps it close to the vest, so that might be a tough interview. That's an exclusive, not too many people get.
Oh,
Aaron Davis.
How to procure that?
Yeah, Aaron Davis would be a good one.
Because neither of these guys are commenters or watchers of my channel to this point that I know of. So
okay. I'm trying to think. This is like I wish you told me. I would have came up with a better list. Because I roll with a few people. Dylan, he pretty much does you guys, the new generation of YouTubers. It's funny because you got your OGs like Pepino and Mike and those back pages, like the people I came with, like James Mangini, and now it's like you, Vintage Sanctuary, Splendid Sports Cards. You guys all like are real tight. I think Legends of the Dugout is your homeboy too. But you guys are all doing like these podcasts and videos and interviews. I just love the evolution of YouTube. Like you guys got no fear. Like it took me forever to do a live stream or an interview. Dylan's doing like 2 different podcasts. He's doing his decades, and then he's doing something with Splendid Sports. I'm like, golly, this guy's busy all the time.
Well, we've got all you folks as a guide for what you're supposed to do, and we're just following it.
I just figured out how to use StreamYard. I don't know. It's tough, man. I was just happy just pressing record and making friends, and I was like, you want me to do interview? Okay, I could do that. And then live stream for me, it took me forever trying to figure out that damn StreamYard. But yeah, I mean, Rick would be a great one. I'm just trying to think of someone who would do it. Because everyone I associate with, they've been on a lot of live streams. Like Dom has done a lot of live streams. Dylan seems to be on everyone's live stream. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one. But Rick jumps out at me because he doesn't really. He's been on Bench Clear once because he's always said no, and he finally did it. So.
Well, we'll see if he actually wants to talk to me after I do his VR.
Oh, you gonna do the VR?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good one. It's a good one. I saw that video with the 68 bench. I was like, oh no, what are you doing, bro?
You got so fired up with that one.
Yeah, well, the Misfits have been doing an investigation because we don't want, when there's a situation in the hobby, we gotta get down to it. We have our own theories on that 68 bench. But I think we're gonna try to do a Misfit live episode. We never done it before. We're always on the phone texting. We're gonna try to do a live stream. I think maybe we'll do the 68 bench investigation on there.
You were busy all day. He came out with a follow-up video today. So
what was that?
He released a follow-up video today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So what was it? I'll probably watch it after this.
It was a switcheroo.
Switcheroo, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we think, because we had who was it? Maybe it was Rick. It was Rick or George.
Our group knew because he'd used it for the VR in the past about the well-loved cards or the
what no way my man X'd out Johnny Bench. I'm like, bro, no. But yeah, that was a good one. I like that. That was a good video.
So, but yeah, that was all I had for today. Any parting words for the folks at home?
Nah, brother. I mean, it was it was even more fun the second time.
Sure it was.
I'm sorry, man.
This was nice. We did it twice.
Yeah, it was good. I had a lot of fun. Honored that you asked me to do it. But yeah, anytime you need anything, just give me a call. Be more than happy to help. Yeah, I just wish I had my ducks in a row like I did the first time. Like I said, I've been out and about all day, having fun with my brother. I'm just hydrating now. It was hot today in Florida, but we went to the Indy race. I'm enjoying the colors you use for the name tags, the orange and black, because it's like McLaren. I'm a big McLaren guy. And so I was out there in St. Pete enjoying the races. So yeah, that's it, man.
Cool.
All the words, peace out, go Yankees.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching who made it this long. Appreciate the support. It was great having you, Lou. Really, the honor is mine. So thanks again for being a good sport about my failure. So
nah, bro.
I have learned my StreamYard lesson. So it's gonna be all good going forward. So everybody, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.